Imagine a room. It could be a high-stakes boardroom in Manhattan, a tense family dinner, or a negotiation for your dream car. The air is thick. Someone across from you is loud, aggressive, trying to dominate the space. They want to make you feel small. Your instinct? Your heart rate spikes. You want to defend yourself. You want to argue. You want to prove them wrong. But what if I told you that reacting is exactly how you lose? Life, my friends, is not a fair fight. It is a chess match. And in the United States, the winner isn't always the person with the loudest voice or the biggest bank account. The winner is the person who understands human engineering. Today, we are not talking about being nice. We are talking about leverage. We're going to deconstruct 4 elite psychological strategies used by FBI hostage negotiators, Fortune 500 CEOs, and master manipulators to ensure that in any interaction, you remain the superior force. By the end of this video, you will have the keys to the human mind. You will know how to control a conversation without raising your voice. You will know how to make your rivals work for you. Welcome to the game. Let's begin.
Strategy number 1. The power of strategic silence. Let's go back in history for a moment. Think of King Louis XIV of France. When his ministers would come to him with urgent problems, frantic questions, or demands, do you know what he would say? He would look them in the eye and simply say, "I shall see." Then he would go silent. He would just stare. This silence was terrifying. It made his ministers scramble to fill the void, revealing secrets and insecurities they never intended to share. Here is the psychology behind it. Especially in American culture, we hate silence. We are conditioned to believe that silence is awkward. It signals a disconnect. So, when a gap in conversation happens, our brains go into panic mode. We feel a desperate need to bridge that gap with words. When you are in a conflict, or when someone is trying to intimidate you, they expect you to counterattack immediately. They expect noise. Here is your tactic for the next time someone insults you or asks an intrusive question. Do not answer immediately. Instead, look them directly in the eyes and count to 4 in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4-second pause feels like a lifetime to them. It signals 3 things to their subconscious mind. First, you are not rattled. You are calm. Second, you are processing their words and judging them. Third, you are the alpha in the room because you are comfortable with the tension. Usually, before you even hit the number 4, they will start talking again. They will backtrack. They will explain themselves. "I didn't mean it like that," they'll say. They crumble. You didn't fight them. You just let them drown in your silence. Silence isn't empty. It's full of answers.
Strategy number 2. The Benjamin Franklin effect. Now, let's talk about turning enemies into allies. Or more accurately, turning rivals into assets. Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers, was a genius at this. He had a bitter rival in the Pennsylvania state legislature, a man who hated him and blocked his political moves. Most people would attack that rival. Franklin did the opposite. He knew this man had a rare book in his library, so Franklin sent him a polite note asking to borrow that specific book for a few days. The rival, flattered, sent the book. A week later, Franklin returned it with a thank you note. The next time they met, the rival spoke to Franklin with great kindness. They became lifelong friends. Why did this work? It's a psychological phenomenon called cognitive dissonance. Our brains need consistency between our actions and our beliefs. If we do a favor for someone, our brain rationalizes it by saying, "I must like this person. Otherwise, why would I help them? If you have a coworker who undermines you or a neighbor who is difficult, do not try to win them over by doing them a favor. That makes you look subservient. Instead, ask them for a small, non-threatening favor. Hey, could I borrow your pen for a second? Could I get your quick opinion on this report? By getting them to invest their time or resources in you, even for 10 seconds, you hack their brain. You force them to justify that investment. You flip the dynamic. They are now serving you, and their brain will trick them into liking you for it. It is subtle, but it is devastatingly effective.
Strategy number 3, frame control. This is the most critical skill for dominance. Everything in life is about the frame. The frame is the perspective through which we view reality. In every interaction, there are two frames battling for dominance. The person whose frame wins controls the reality. Let me give you a scenario. Your boss walks in and says, "Why is this project late? You are always managing your time poorly." The weak frame is to defend yourself. "But I was busy. I had so many emails. It's only one day late." If you do this, you have lost. You accepted his frame, that you are the problem and you are guilty. Here is how you win with frame control. You reject their premise and substitute your own. You look at him calmly and say, "The priority here wasn't speed, it was accuracy. Would you prefer I rush it and cost us money, or deliver a report that is actually flawless?" Do you see what happened there? You didn't apologize. You shifted the focus from time management, his frame, to quality and profit, your frame. Now he has to argue against quality, which he cannot do. You have taken the moral high ground. Never accept a question that attacks your character. If someone asks, "Why are you being so sensitive?" do not say, "I am not sensitive." Instead, reframe it. "I'm not being sensitive, I'm being professional and holding us to a standard of respect. Do you have an issue with that?" Whoever sets the frame sets the rules of the game. Stop playing by their rules.
Strategy number 4, tactical mirroring. This final strategy comes straight from the FBI's hostage negotiation unit. It is the ultimate tool for gathering information and making people feel understood while you remain a mystery. It's called mirroring. Human beings are narcissists. We love ourselves, and we love people who are like us. When we see our own behavior reflected back, we feel safe. The technique is simple, but requires practice. When you are talking to someone, repeat the last 3 words, or the critical 1 to 3 words, of what they just said, but turn it into a question. Let's say you're negotiating a salary. "Boss, we just don't have the budget for a raise right now." You, "Don't have the budget?" Boss, "Well, the quarterly results were tight and we are saving cash for the merger." Bingo! You just got new information, the merger, without asking a direct question. If you had asked, "Why don't you have the budget?" he would have become defensive. But by mirroring, "Don't have the budget?" you invited him to elaborate. This works in social situations too. "Friend, I'm so tired of dealing with Sarah." You, "Dealing with Sarah?" Friend, "Yeah, she keeps talking about me behind my back," and suddenly the floodgates open. Tactical mirroring makes the other person do all the talking. They feel heard, they feel validated, and they keep spilling information. Meanwhile, you are learning everything about them, their weaknesses and their motivations, while revealing nothing about yourself. Information is power, and mirroring is how you steal it without anyone noticing.
Conclusion: the hierarchy of the mind. So, what do these 4 strategies have in common? Silence, the Benjamin Franklin effect, frame control, and mirroring? They all require you to suppress your ego. The person who loses is the one who reacts emotionally. The person who wins is the one who observes, calculates, and executes. In the United States, in business, and in life, people will constantly try to test you. They will try to push your buttons to see if they can control you. Don't let them. Here is my challenge to you for this week. I want you to pick one person in your life, maybe a difficult boss, a stubborn partner, or a competitive friend. Use the strategic silence on them just once. When they try to pressure you, give them nothing but 4 seconds of eye contact and silence. Watch how they squirm. Watch how the power shifts back to you. If you want to dive deeper into the human psyche, if you want to learn how to spot a liar in 5 seconds, or how to use body language to dominate a room without saying a word, you are in the right place. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are building a community of high-value individuals here, and I don't want you to be left behind. Stop being a pawn in someone else's game. Become the player. I'll see you in the next video.